When reflecting on my future as a teacher, one passage pops into mind. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children. As a teacher, I want this to be the most important influence on how I conduct my students and myself. Whether I'm in a Christian school or a public school, I want to love the Lord my God with everything I have, which includes loving my students as Christ loves them. I do not want my classroom to be a place where a student can slip in and slip out with no recognition or relationship. I want my students to be able to connect with each other and build community in light of the idea that God desires relationship with us and between us. The classroom should be a space for holistic personal and community growth, not just a place of solo, shallow academic growth. In addition, I do not want what I teach to be disconnected from what I preach. If I am preaching that we are to care for the environment, then my content should be focused on how to care for the environment and why we care for the environment. It should even go further to the point of caring for the environment as a class. Process of learning should reflect purpose and content of learning. My curriculum, lessons, and content should be so intentional that it teaches what I preach. If my students are learning only for the purpose of succeeding, then I am doing something wrong. I want my students to find value in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I want them to be able to tell me why it is we study geometry or African literature. I want them to see that everything we learn in class is useful to them. In my classroom, there should be some activities that might not reflect a tangible grade or assessment like the students expect. Instead, there should be ways that we learn together as a class that are for the pure purpose of learning, not for the purpose of testing well. Maybe it helps them at home or on the playground or years from now when they are pursuing their passions. But I do not want large parts of what I teach to go down the drain of all things useless. Students should be able to use their education to discern their calling. Finally, I want my classroom to teach students that they are unique individuals that have been created in the image of God. I want them to see their worth and value in ideals beyond what society tells them, to flourish in harmony within themselves. Their passions, stories, joys, and fears should not be left at the classroom door, but should instead be brought with so that we can, as a community, decipher what it means to be human and why it is that we learn. Students should discover who they are, from their learning style to their strengths and weaknesses to their role in our classroom, school, community, and beyond. Doing so will allow them to find their passion in learning and allow those around them to benefit from what they have to bring.